What's going on, guys? The Stanley Cup playoffs is now underway. I've got a new fantasy draft challenge for you. We can only select players that are currently playing in the NHL playoffs. So, of course, that means we got 16 teams to choose from, which means right off the bat, the player pool we can pick from has been cut in half. Now, for this, guys, I'll just randomly select a team here. It's a fantasy draft, doesn't really matter. Eyes closed. Who are we going to be? The Washington Capitals. Okay, so I'll see if we can win here with Washington. Overalls don't matter, of course, for fantasy draft. And now we're starting off with pick number 11 here, guys. But again, I'm going to close my eyes, start clicking randomize. And basically whatever we get is the pick, is where we'll pick. And look at that, guys. We got the number 3 pick in the draft. I like that. Don't often have, like, a top 5 pick in a fantasy draft. Also, too, guys, just to make this a little bit more interesting, if I fail to win a Stanley Cup here in the first year sim, I have to quick sell a playoff pack. And I figured, why not increase the stakes? Now you got McDavid going first overall to Blues, Matthews second to the Flyers. So I feel like our pick here has to be Draisaitl. Like, yeah, he's the next highest rated guy. Franchise potential. He can score a lot of goals for us. I mean, we got our first line center there. Easy pick. Now in the second round here, I'll give you guys a quick look at the rest of the first round. McKinnon, Vasilevsky, Kucherov, Huberdeau. I mean, I just did that fantasy draft franchise mode, so it should be pretty similar. We had like pick 15, where we took Adam Fox. It looks like Stone actually went there instead. Wow, Fox didn't go to pick number 20. Okay, so we'll see here. Could have an awesome 1-2 punch with Bergeron, play all the PKs for us. He's the highest rated guy left. I'm just wondering, we could probably give him with our third round pick, because picking high in the first round means you also get a high third round pick. Like, it's actually kind of nice having a top 5 pick for that reason. There's a lot of defensemen still there. In terms of the goaltending, you can see we got a lot of high 80s still. I'd like to get at least like an 85 plus goalie this time around. Usually, I'm always getting a low rated goalie. And I'm not going to lie, guys, I was just about to take my guy, Dylan Larkin, and I remembered Red Wings did not make the playoffs.
I'm gonna cry.
So, I'm thinking Nylander instead, just because 25-87 medium elite. He'll probably go before Bergeron, maybe not. I'm just kind of, get inside the mind of like the computers and stuff. Look at that, perfect. Okay, so yeah, we're taking Bergeron there. Our 1-2 center is insane. We got Nylander on the first line with Draisaitl. Farabee just went there. Chris Letang could take. Drew Doughty we could take. He's technically not in the playoffs because he's injured, but his team is, so we'll count it. Pacioretty could not. Pavelski, McDonough, Pollock we can't take. Klingberg we can. Okay, Ellis we can't take either. And now the next pick here, guys, I'm thinking Teravainen. 27-86. He's one of the younger guys. I feel like all these veterans above him will probably be around longer. I was also looking at, Taylor Hall there, Tyler Seguin, but they're older. I think they have worse contracts too. So Teravainen, probably goes next in terms of like where the computers are picking. So Letang's gone. Doughty's still there. Same with Giroux, who I'd really like. Burns and Carlson we cannot take. Same with Marchessault. Perron just had a Hattie tonight. He would actually be a pretty solid player to add. Wow. So I kind of want to take, I think, one of these guys. We're caring about winning, really, not, building a dynasty or anything like the franchise. So we don't have a defenseman yet. I think Doughty will last longer because of that 11 million. So let's take Letang, and then maybe we can get Doughty as well with the next pick. I'd also still like, Giroux, who's now gone. Pavelski, though, is there. Pavelski can play center, can play wing. Perron's there, too. Younger, making less money. We've also got Zuccarello here. 86, really good playmaker. You guys can see I've given him a bit of a boost. He's got some X factors. I think Perron might go before, though. Cheaper, 1 year younger. Okay, so let's take Perron, and then the guys I'm eyeing there, kind of like Giordano, Pavelski, Zuccarello. Let's see here, round 7. Pavelski's still there. Same with Giordano and Zuccarello. Okay, so who would go next? Giordano's so old, probably Zuccarello. Giordano, Pavelski should be there for a bit. Andre Palat as well. 30-85. Brian Rust, 29. TJ Oshie should be available for a bit just because he got that big contract. Suter, of course, on Dallas. We can take him. I'm not going to overthink it, guys. I'm going to take Zuccarello, and I think Giordano, Pavelski with the next 2 picks, assuming they're still there. Really hope they are. They're both gone. Well, we got screwed. That's alright. Suter's still there. Same with Oshie. I mean, still got some players for sure. I'm surprised Kane's didn't get taken earlier, like only making $1 million, 84. Such a good contract. Suter. We only have 1 defenseman. We need defensive help. So yeah, I'm going to take Suter there. I think we already have almost our entire top 6 forwards. Taves we cannot take. Same with Schwartz. Ekman Larson can't take. Martinez can't take. Oh, wow. We got to go way down. Josh Manson is on the Avs now. Wow. I think we Falk's on St. Louis. We need like a decent top 4D. Falk's making 6.5. Manson making 4. So we'll take Manson here. Then Falk. Kind of fill out our top 4D there. The bottom pair's not as big of a deal. Hopefully Falk's still here. He is not. That's not good. Look at this, guys. I'm sorry about my defenseman right now. The top 6 all not in the playoffs. Like, are you kidding me? Justin Schultz on the Capitals, the highest guy that is in the playoffs. I feel like we can wait a long time those 82s. Eric Johnson's usually available for quite some time. Leddy on the Blues, Edler on the Kings. So maybe we go goalie here. We're not going to get 85. The highest rated guys are 84s. Jonathan Quick's got 90 points, which probably is going to help us out in the playoffs. I think we can probably wait a couple more rounds on him, though. I think we'll take a forward next year, guys. Jamie Benn should be available for a bit because $9.5 million for 4 years is a terrible contract. So let's go Alex Killorn here. Could play PK for us as well. I'm going to keep checking on Jonathan Quick. Let's see. There's 384 still there. Could risk it. You can also see there's a ton of 82 overall defensemen, so yeah, I don't really have to rush in on that. Let's try and get like a really solid third forward line. I guess Jamie Benn, because he is good. We'll make sure we get him. He's got a couple X factors there. Can play center, can play wing. This might be a bit early on him, but whatever. So we get Ben there. I think next, honestly, who was I eyeing? Hopefully, is he still available? Blake Coleman? I don't see him. Must have gotten taken. And look at this, guys. The 84 overall goalies are now gone. So I should have taken Jonathan Quick last round. It's tough to know, though, like, you know, when your guys are going to get taken. Maybe we take Grubauer, kind of give him a chance for redemption here on our team after a terrible season in Seattle. There's only 383, so we got to take a goalie eventually. So yeah, we'll go Grubauer there.
Are you serious?
Next here, if Jordan Stahl's available, I would like him. Just another kind of PK specialist. Between him and Bergeron, like, we are set in terms of, you know, that area of our team. Next here, maybe a defenseman. Now, Justin Schultz is still here, so maybe we'll take him. Round up the top 4D. There's still a few more guys that were actually 82 plus we can take for defense. In terms of forwards, a lot of these guys cannot take, which is kind of surprising, honestly. Jeff Carter, we could. Plays for the Penguins. We still need 4 more forwards. Mikhail Backlund's another really solid defensive player. Get him on that third line. Actually, guys, I think I want to take Jeff Carter first, just because he's a bit more of a scorer, and we still do need, like, a third line winger, so Backlund could probably just be, like, a really good fourth line center for our team. We need 2 more defensemen as well. Eric Johnson's there. Edler's there. Are they going to be there for a bit? I feel like Johnson will be with the $6 million. Edler, maybe not, though. Let's risk it. We'll take Backlund. I think he really helps with the PK and stuff. If Edler's not there, Johnson should be. They're both still there. Let's go Alex Edler, of course, on the Kings. Next pick, should be able to get Eric Johnson. He is still there. Okay, so there we go. I think our 6 defensemen are actually pretty good. We now need, I think, 1 more forward and 1 more goalie with the last 2 picks. Let's see, goalie-wise, a couple 82s, Halak, Khudobin. Neither of them usually get drafted, so we're just looking right now for the best forward in the NHL. Jason Spezza, born leader, quick draw. That's not bad. Dustin Brown, Goligoski. Let's see, there's actually like a lot of decent guys here. Can't take Skinner. Hornqvist gives us that crease crasher plus a power forward. And I think we already have Backlund as fourth line center in regards to Spezza, so could go Hornqvist. You can see well above the cap space. As you guys know, the cap space doesn't actually take effect until you start the season. So let's go Hornqvist here. I think he might just give us kind of more options. And then last pick here is going to be a goalie. Khudobin, Halak. We took Halak in the franchise, and he actually did pretty decent, so I don't mind him backing up Grubauer. And I just realized, guys, I could not take Halak because the Canucks did not make the playoffs. Sorry, that was a blonde moment by me. So our 20th pick doesn't count. I'll take Khudobin here, of course, who's on the Stars, so my bad. Alright, guys, so just finished in the lines. As you can see there, the preseason record is 3-2-1. In 6 games, Nylander has 9 points. Nice. Show you guys what this team is looking like. I feel like we should be Stanley Cup contenders, especially we know like a lot of the other teams are taking a bunch of prospects. We're only going for, NHL-ready players. First line, Teravainen and Draisaitl. Nylander gets a +5. I feel like they're going to be nasty. Second line there, you got Perron, Bergeron, Zuccarello getting a +3. They should be a pretty solid second line for us. Even the third line there, Benn, Stahl, Killorn. Fourth line, Hornqvist, Backlund, Jeff Carter. Like, really not too bad. In terms of the defense, definitely a bit weaker, but still not terrible. Suter, Letang, top pair. Manson, Edler, second pair. With Schultz and Johnson there on the third pair. Goaltending, of course, Grubauer starting.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Oh my god. I just realized, guys. Grubauer is on the Seattle Kraken. He isn't on... Oh my gosh. He's on the Kraken. I think I saw the Cardo headshot and, like, my mind went to Colorado. It's a good thing I caught that before I did the sim. I know everyone was called me a cheater. Let's go find a new goalie to back us up. I guess we can only sign whoever's in free agency, right? It has to be a leftover goalie that made the playoffs. Joey Decord's on Seattle. Let's sort here by overall. Not a lot. Or Brian Elliott. I think he's the Tampa Bay backup. I'm going to double check. I just checked. I was right. Elliott did back up Vasilevsky this year. Now Mike Smith's available too. I love he's got the X Factor, the adventure one. I skated out of his crease, just cost Edmonton a goal tonight. Now I'm curious. So he's got 4-star everything. Let's look at Elliott stats here. 4, 4, and 3.5. Okay, so I guess we'll go with Smith here as the backup. Again, guys, I apologize. I've always been thinking about Grubauer, and I mean, I wasted a pick there on an 8th overall goalie. Alright, guys, so our goaltending tandem is now Khudobin and Mike Smith. Literally 2 guys we got after our original 20 picks. Hopefully, like, the team can kind of play well enough in front of them, which is not a big deal, but that's bad. I said I wanted an 85 plus goalie, and we ended up with, like, some of the worst goalies I've ever had after a fantasy draft. Now, power play wise, first unit there's a +5, second's a +2. The first power play is stacked, and even the second one isn't too bad. Forming it's a +5, second's a 0. PK +5 and +2. We kind of figured we have really good PK chemistry with Bergeron, Stahl, guys like that. Even the 3-man we get a +3 on, which is awesome. I think again, it just comes down to having Bergeron. So hopefully this team, like I said, can get it done. I can't believe, like the Lack one, it was a 50-50. I wasn't thinking it was at the end. That was okay, but Grubauer, I didn't even realize till looking at the lines. That's insane. So before we start the sim here, guys, I will show you the ratings here. I feel like we're going to be pretty good. Again, it's just like, I don't know, is the goaltending going to hurt us? 96 offense, 91 defense, 82 goaltending. I just realized too, guys, you see Draisaitl there not wearing a letter. I will show you the captaincy on this team. I decided to base it off who's won the most Stanley Cups because it is like, you know, a playoff fantasy draft. So our captain, Chris Letang, he's won 3 cups. Killorn there just won back-to-back cups. Jeff Carter has also won a couple cups. So those 2 guys are ranked A's with Letang as the C. Made the most sense to me. So we'll get started now, guys, with the sim. See how this team does. I ran off the trade deadline, guys, with a solid record, 35, 20, and 7. First place in our division there. But I'm a little bit worried right now as we've actually lost the last 5 games straight. So hopefully we can kind of turn that around. It's not like, you know, a long-term thing. Nylander having a great season, 74 and 62. I feel like pending some sort of disaster should be a playoff team. And starting the season here, guys, finished the record of 47, 27, and 8. The Wild there, 111 points. Win the President's Trophy. We have 102 though, so solid season. We actually finished second in the league. Hopefully, you know, we can see the Wild in the Stanley Cup final. Draisaitl there, 97 and 82. Almost at the 100-point mark. That would be pretty crazy. We'll see how everyone else did on this team. Nylander, 96. Wow. So those 2 were like a dynamic duo. Bergeron, 78. Almost a point per game. Second line minutes, but with all the power play PK, he actually had 20 minutes a night. Perron, 74. Same with Teravainen. That's really impressive. Zuccarello, 59. Isn't bad. Killorn, 42. Stahl, 38. Ben, 35. Ben should be doing better. Same with Letang, our #1 defenseman, only 25 points. But what are you going to do, I guess? Take a look here at our goalies. The big question mark on this team. Wow. Khudobin, a .912 and a 2.67. That's actually pretty impressive. Smith there's the backup. Not great numbers, but that's okay. We just kind of needed a body there to back up Khudobin once I realized could not be Grubauer. Let's see here. Matthews leads the league in scoring, 105. Kucherov, McDavid, McKinnon. Draisaitl there. It was actually 5th. Giroux, Gaudreau, Nylander, Pastrnak. So definitely, you know, annoyed we didn't get Giroux there because if we had him on that first line of Draisaitl and Nylander, I feel like they would have went off. But I guess Giroux was playing with Kucherov, which is a big help. Goals here. McKinnon, 54. Okay, wins the Maurice Richard Trophy. Defensive scoring, Carlson, 81. With the Flyers, really no... Actually, Spurgeon's a bit of a surprise name. He doesn't usually score that much. He's on the Ducks as well. Take a look at the goalies here. So most wins was Cal Peterson. Best save percentage for a starter, Shesterkin, .921. And best goals against here for a starter, also Shesterkin. So looking like he'll win the Vezina. Also, he's on Minnesota, so surprised he actually only had 39 wins. I don't think we had a rookie skater, but we'll see. Lucas Raymond, 97 points there with the Coyotes. And I was right, guys. We did finish second there in the NHL, so pretty happy with that. Only 4 teams, 100-plus points. Top 16 all made it, so nobody kind of undeserving snuck in. Winnipeg last. Because of fantasy draft, you know, they still had 72 points. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more parity in the league this way. Goals for, we actually, what were we there? Like 8th in the league. It's not terrible. Goals against, 3rd best in the league. With an 82 and 81 in net, I will take that for sure. So, we'll get started now, guys, with the playoffs. I'm actually not sure. Who are we playing here? It's the Flyers. Okay, we know the Flyers have John Carlson on D, who's led all defensemen in scoring. That kind of sucks. Speaking of that, guys, I'll show you who else is on the team. 71, Fabian Lysell, first line left winger. Okay, that's an interesting choice. Playing with Matthews and Meyer. So he's just kind of... He's essentially me on that first line. Okay, they don't really have a lot of depth. Defensively, they have Carlson, they have Polak. Not a whole lot else. They got Andre now, which isn't too bad. Lehkonen as well, so 2 pretty solid young goalies. The 71 Lysell first line is such a strange decision. We'll see if it works for them, guys. Round 1 here. We'll just sim the whole thing at once. 1-1, 2-1 for us, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3 I saw. Game 7. We win. Oh my gosh. I tried to pause it there for Game 7. 5-2. That was close. We got the Columbus Blue Jackets up next, so we'll take a look at their team. I can't believe Flyers won 7 games with us. Teravainen's got 9-7. I don't think I actually know anyone in Columbus. I didn't notice like any of the guys on the stat page. So let's see. Caulfield, Crosby, Pavelski. It's a nasty first line. They stole Pavelski from us. Konechny, Hintz, Iafallo. Okay, we got Terry, third line center. Fourth line here is pretty low rated. Defensively, Fowler, Klingberg's not bad. Trouba. The rest is average. They got Demko in net though. Okay, so they got a tough goalie to score on, but still, I like our odds. They got Crosby, but I mean, we got Draisaitl. Like, I think our team is better. Let's see what happens here, guys. Second round, home ice advantage, of course. Oh, wow. We won the first game in OT, and then they beat us the next 4 straight. That sucks. I didn't think that was going to happen. And check this out, guys. You never see this in a fantasy draft. Stanley Cup champions, San Jose Sharks. Calder Cup champions, San Jose Barracuda. They must have just drafted insane. Like, they won the NHL and the AHL. Winnipeg first there, Vancouver second. Pittsburgh jumped up from 13 to 3. Wow, so that is the one cool thing, how like those better teams can't jump up to first. It kind of almost increases the odds, I would say, at first overall, keeping their pick, because just less competition now. Before we actually look at the awards, I want to see that San Jose Sharks team. Like, who did they draft that they're able to, you know, win NHL, AHL? Rantanen and Barzal, Bertuzzi, Chychrun, Shattenkirk up to an 87. He must have popped off. Yeah, 75 points. Eller there also went up. He's an 85. Okay, so a lot of these ratings are higher because they had good seasons. McTavish there, okay. I mean, not really like the most crazy team AHL-wise. A lot of 77s. Who was their AHL goalie? Prosvetov, only a 77. Jeez, I mean, they found a way to get it done, so more power to them. And you can see there, Draisaitl led our team in playoff scoring, 13 points in 12 games. Take a look at this playoff tree. So the Sharks swept the Kings, beat the Ducks in 6. So they actually played both Cali teams round 1 and 2. Beat the Avs in 6, and then swept the Blue Jackets. So it's kind of cool the Blue Jackets, you know, did represent the East after beating us. Had a hard-fought series there with the Lightning in 7, and then that Sharks team, I guess, is too good. Looking at the awards next here, we already know all the team awards. Individual here, Matthews, Art Ross, and the Hart. Carlson, James Norris, so it's all Philly so far. Matthews, Lady Bang. How did this team, like, get 8th place in the East? Raymond Calder, Barzal, Conn Smythe, Shesterkin, Vezina, you're right. Also got the Liam Jennings Trophy. Brody, Bill Masterton with the Flames. Blackhawks coach Jack Adams. Barkov, Selke with the Sabres. Matthews also got the Ted Lindsay, and then McKinnon there won the Maurice Richard. Wow. So, I mean, we did beat a pretty good Flyers team, but I still can't believe, you know, the Blue Jackets beat us there. Anyway, guys, let's go quick sell that pack. Alright, guys, so as promised, going to quick sell a playoff pack here since we failed to win a Stanley Cup. It just taunting us here as I open it up with the logo. We'll skip it. Oh, I think that's something really good. Or actually, is it? I think that's white at the end. I think that's something really good. Please don't be insane. Wow. Are you kidding me? 92 Jake Muzzin. Even Cale Makar isn't a terrible pull here. In a 25k pack, honestly, I thought worst case scenario, we'd be getting like a Cale Makar. But to get the 92 Muzzin, wow.
Well, we're waiting.
We do get 10k from it, so, you know, we almost made half our coins back, but of course, when we have to quick sell it, that's when I get the 92 Muzzin. That's tough, but that's the price for, you know, not being a good enough GM, not bringing home the Stanley Cup. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, leave that thumbs up. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, hit the sub button down below. And as always, guys, thanks so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.